It is fight day here in the city of Boise. Front Street Fights 31 tonight here at the Idaho Central Arena. For the first time ever, you can stream it on KTVB+. We are getting excited for a double main event here tonight. We will dive into it here momentarily. But joining me to break it all down here tonight, this is Shino VanHoose. She is a professional fighter just coming off of a fight with Invicta, and she will be joining us tonight at the commentary table, as usual, alongside Paul Sharp. Shino, it's fight day. How's it feel?
I'm so excited. I love a fight day. Whether I'm fighting, whether I'm commentating, I love a fight day.
Raymond Lawley and Mikola Plazinski. Lawley, an SBG Idaho guy, a 24-year-old taking on a 25-year-old from Odessa, Ukraine. He's got international experience, strong ground fighter. At the 155 division, those are a lot of really heavy, really good battles. What are you expecting here tonight? I
expect a war. You know, we have Raymond Lawley, who's quickly becoming a star here at Front Street Fights. Everybody's starting to know the name. He's coming off of a win and wants to keep that train rolling. We have Mikola Plazinski, who's, I believe, coming off a loss, so he's looking to get back into the win column. So it's just, I think it's going to be a banger.
I think when we're taking a look at Lawley, balanced fighter, really solid on his feet and on the ground. At 155, when you have fighters that can do the stand-up game and they could also wrestle, it really proves for a diverse fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think SBG does a really good job of that. They are a very well-rounded team. And when I was looking at film on Plazinski, he also seems very well-rounded. I think this is going to be Raymond's toughest fight, so I'm excited to see how it goes.
We know that styles make fights, so
yes,
this should be a good one to kick off the main card. Okay, moving on to our next fight of the pro portion of tonight. Steven Stirwald and David Almayo. We know another SBG guy in Steven. David Almayo coming in from Israel, originally from Ethiopia. The 30-year-old, though, a Steven, SBG Idaho guy, a Bellator veteran, gritty and durable. We know that he can do submission decisions. Also Almayo, a guy that you met. I mean, this seems like there'll be two really tough fighters at 135.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one. Steven hasn't fought in over a year, so I'm just excited to see how he handles the fight nerves and all the fight week feels that go into coming back after a little bit of a layoff. He has kind of a hard time getting fights, I believe, so it'll be so fun to watch him against someone like David Almayo, who is very scrappy, well-rounded. He has had some tough opponents himself, and yeah, I'm so excited for this one.
As a fighter, how difficult is it to really take a year away from stepping into the octagon? I know that you're training, you're working out, but I mean, what's the difference between training for a fight and then it being fight day?
Yeah, you know, taking some time off. They always talk about ring rust, right? So I think it's always just wondering if you still got it. Granted, a year isn't that long to where I'm worried about Steven still having it. I'm absolutely confident that he does. But yeah, it's definitely, you have to know, that's why they say that experience in the cage time is so important, because you have to know how to deal with those emotions. It's definitely different, getting hit harder, if you're gonna freeze. There's so many factors that kind of run through your mind when you, well, in fight camp in general, but especially when you take some time off, I think. So yeah, it's definitely a lot.
It's gonna be exciting too for Steven. He hasn't fought here at Front Street Fights in like a decade, so it'll be a nice welcome home here in Boise. We'll talk about his wife coming up in just a minute. Another one that we have our eye on here tonight, Cervon Battle, his pro debut versus Christopher Conway, another pro debut. We know Battle comes from Hawaii, another guy coming all the way out to Boise. Background in kickboxing and boxing. We know he's a great striker from Prodigy MMA. He's got a dynamic stand-up game. And then Chris Conway from Las Vegas. He's at the Syndicate MMA. What do we know about Syndicate MMA?
Oh, that's my team. No, Syndicate is, they're such a well-rounded team as well. I think a lot of times when you never know where it's going to go. And Chris is definitely one of those people that he's just very good at what he does. He's got a good eye for things. It's fun watching him kind of measure his next steps out when you're going with him. So, and
pro debuts for both gentlemen. I mean, what's the difference between, you know, being here in the cage as an amateur than, okay, this one really counts now?
Yeah, and we've talked about it in the past, but you know, with the pro day, being a pro, you're fighting longer. You're fighting at 5 minutes instead of 3 minutes now. So there's that factor. But we all train. I think every gym trains for a 5-minute round. So I don't think it's going to be too different for it shouldn't be too different for any of these guys. A little more tools. You got your elbows. As a pro, so it'll be fun to see if they utilize any of those new tools.
It'll be exciting too, sitting ringside tonight. One of your teammates from Syndicate MMA, great pipeline from Vegas to Boise over the years.
Yeah, for sure. It's been fun to see my new team coming over to my home ground, you know, home turf, and making a name for themselves here as well. But I'm excited for both of these guys. I'm excited to see how they do in their pro debut. You know, I think this is the only debut fight that we have on the card too, as far as using the word debut. Everybody else has fought before, so yeah, it'll be fun to see how they handle it.
Lights are always a little bit brighter when you become a pro. Okay, on to our co-main event, Stephanie Hernandez and Katie Perez. This is going to be a first for Front Street Fights for the Atomweight Championship, 105 pounds. This is the first women's championship in the promotion's history. As someone who's fought here, what does this mean to fighters here?
Yeah, no, this one also. So funny, they're married, Steven and Stephanie, and those two fights are like the ones I'm most excited for. But you know, the 105 division has a special place in my heart because I used to be a 105er too, and when I fought here, I fought at 105. So it's cool to see that now there's a title for it, and I don't know anyone better than Stephanie, who's a hometown girl, local girl, to be one of the first to fight for it.
And Stephanie, what's a little bit of her background? I know that she tries to get into the octagon as much as she can, especially here in Boise. Sometimes there's not always fights, so she travels around the region here in front of her friends and family, and of course her husband, who will be fighting earlier in the night. What's that experience like, you think, for her?
I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm sure there's so many emotions playing into it, and I'm sure that there's like this mix of wanting to be there for her husband and vice versa, but also staying focused on their task at hand. So, and I think don't correct me if I'm mistaken, but I believe this might be the first time Stephanie fights at home. So, yeah, we'll see. I can't wait to see the crowd just cheer for her. And yeah.
She's got a tough opponent too. Katie Perez comes in from Greensboro, North Carolina, a strong submission specialist. Arm bars, very dangerous. Triangles, very dangerous. Very dangerous grappler who can fight in a blink. Experienced. I know that Stephanie's got experience, a 32-year-old, Katie, a 31-year-old. This seems like this will be a very evenly matched fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Both seem like they're very grapple heavy, so I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of grappling in this one, but also both very good on the feet. So yeah, I think they're both well on their way to becoming vets in the game. So it's a great matchup.
And this is the type of fight too where I know that, you know, a lot of fighters try to go from Front Street Fights, jump up to the next level. This is certainly in a title fight, an opportunity to make an impression here.
Yeah, it's so cool. Love to see it.
Into the main event, we have got some familiar faces for the Front Street Fight Flyweight Championship. Shojid Miki, originally from Hawaii, the champion right now, won that a few events back, comes in at 11-13, goes up against an up-and-comer in Jordan Burkeholder. Shino, what sticks out to you here in our main event?
Well, Shojid Miki won the title here at Front Street, the one that he's fighting for tonight, back in 2022, and he actually fought our local Freddie Ortega for the belt, fought so many high-level people. I saw that he fought Martin Day, he's fought Tyson Nam, who has also fought here at Front Street before. He's fought in Kai Kamaka. There's so many high-level guys that went on to the UFC, and yeah, I'm excited to see him back here.
And it's an interesting storyline too. You have the seasoned vet with Shojid at 36 years old at a Prodigy MMA. Jordan Burkeholder really in his prime at 28 years old. His gym, Jackson Wink MMA in Albuquerque. His coach, Aaron Pico. Very, very popular camp, very well-rounded camp. As an up-and-comer, as a guy in his prime, a real opportunity here to make an impression on a vet.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, Jordan Burkeholder has already fought for like such a high level show of LFA. He's fought for LFA so many times, and so he's used to the big crowds and he's used to the lights. So I don't doubt that that's going to be an issue for him, and I agree. I think that fighting Shojid Miki is going to just set his career if he can pull it off, and it's just a great name to add to his resume.
I'll be interested to see what kind of the pace is coming out, because 5 rounds here in a championship fight, you have the explosiveness of Jordan Burkeholder, you have the veteran craft and the understanding of what it's like to be on this stage. Sometimes we see some guys come in and they just kind of gas out in the first 2 rounds. It's a 5-round fight. You got to make it through 25 minutes.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. I think that's another difference, right, between amateur, pro, and then fighting for a title as a pro is now you have 5-minute rounds. You're fighting for 25 minutes. And paying attention to how they pace themselves is going to be really interesting.
Well, Front Street Fights 31 tonight, 7 o'clock here at the Idaho Central Arena. Shino, before we move on from our program here, what's it like fighting here under the lights in the Idaho Central Arena?
Oh, it's amazing. There's nothing like it. You know, you have the fans having so much fun, cheering for their locals. Sometimes they boo for the outsiders, but you got to love that too. It's amazing. You know, you get experience, you get the taste of what a bigger show is like, and yeah, Front Street is just slowly becoming a mainstream promotion. It's getting big, so it's awesome.
For you, what's it going to be like, you know, coming off your fight in Invicta, coming back here to Boise, sitting cage side with Paul and I, a very different, perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. I think not just that, I think definitely from my fight to being in the cage and being the athlete, and now sitting next to you guys and being the commentator and getting to just sit back and watch. I'm so excited. I love both sides of it. But I love just hanging out with you guys, you know, it's always fun.
Very good. All right, Front Street Fights tonight. We will see you at 7 o'clock here at the Idaho Central Arena, streaming on KTVB Plus for the first time.